Can you stream your extra screen, Tom? Just so that my webcams are right. I didn't think about that. All right, there we go. All right, well, wait just 1 second. Maybe anybody wants to cycle in here. All right, tonight, I think this is the most groundbreaking landmark penalty we've ever seen in the history of NASCAR. And it refers to what we talked about on the podcast last night, Tom, with Austin Dillon. I mean, I don't even really know where to begin. This is crazy. This is insanity. Like, we are seeing things happen right now with this penalty that has gone beyond what we would consider to be a sport. I think NASCAR has officially crossed that line. I think we've said it several times before that NASCAR was close to that line, or they've been flirting with that line. I think they've officially crossed the line. I think they've first place to start here, though, Tom. Before we get into all of our rants and everything, because we got some good ones. I trust me there. I think we should just read exactly what penalty Austin Dillon was said to have been breaking here. So, according to NASCAR, rulebook section 13.2.2.1.b of the NASCAR rulebook, which deals with playoff eligibility and states race finishes may be unencumbered by violation of NASCAR rules and or actions detrimental to stock car racing or NASCAR as determined in the sole discretion of NASCAR. So in layman's terms, NASCAR put a rule in their rule book stating that they can make up their own rules. Oh, 100%. It's 100% true. It's the most factual thing I've seen all day. I mean, we talked about this off stream, Tom. Let's break this down with what we talked about off stream, right? Uh, I believe that Pandora's box got opened in 2014 when they introduced the win and you're in playoff format. And the first incident we saw of that championship battle was Ryan Newman at Phoenix, where he ran Larson into the wall to advance to the Final Four. From that point on, the NASCAR officially decided boys have at it, right? That's what you said, Tom, right? Boys have at it. And we've seen a plethora of situations, not only in the playoffs, in the regular season, under this format, of people doing these types of things. I think we posted the podcast last night, a 2-minute clip of every time Logano and Hamlin have wrecked or intentionally wrecked someone out of the lead or for a vital position in the playoffs or to win a race or to advance. And it was like a 2-minute long video, and I cut out a lot of parts out of that. That could have been a 5-minute video, honestly. We've seen Harvick do it at Talladega. We've seen Edwards do it to Kyle Busch at Richmond before. The list goes on. We've seen Keselowski do it to Gordon at Texas. We've seen it go on and on and on. NASCAR has never, ever, ever once stepped in and said, this is not okay. All of a sudden, out of the blue, it's suddenly not okay. And it happens to be someone that nobody likes or could care less about. Is a nobody. Yes. If, let's say, I guess it's in a mute point, but I'm going to say it anyway. Let's say that one of your big 8 did this. And by your big 8, I'm talking about the Logano, the Hamlin, the Elliott, the Larson, the Busch, the Keselowski, the Bubba Wallace, and let's throw Reddick in there. Sure. There's your big 8, right? If one of those 8 did it, are we getting the same penalty? I honestly don't think so. I think it slides. I mean, obviously it slides because it's happened before with all those drivers in the past 10 years. So that's my biggest gripe with it. And I don't know if you read the Discord. There's I'm not sure who it was. It was TM something. Trust me. He made some damn good points, right? He said, like, in go-karts, you could do this. In late models, you could do this. And any short track, in my local short track, I go there on basically every weekend, right? If this kind of stuff happens, they get penalized, put to the back of the field, right? It gets taken away. Wins get taken away. I've seen races, championships get decided by stuff like this. That's a great point to make, but not in NASCAR when the precedent's already been set. And I hate when people say, well, there's a new precedent now. You can't just wreck people for a win. But yet the precedent has been wreck people for wins. That's been the precedent for 10 years, the entire time we've had this system in this format. Why are we changing it all of a sudden? I don't know. I feel like I've talked a lot, Tom. Let's hear from you. What are you thinking? And they've said it. Nothing. No. Not strategy racing. It's a death nail. Yeah. Well, I now every time I see somebody run somebody into the wall or bump into somebody late in a race, if they don't get penalized, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. This is what NASCAR said. This is what NASCAR decided. As of today, we are August 14th, 2024. From this day moving forward, any contact made on the racetrack is a penalty. And if it's not, I'm going to be pissed because this is the precedent we just said today. This is the way NASCAR is going forward, and it has to be that way. That's the only way we can keep consistency and keep the sport relevant and keep it legit because that's the whole point of this. Like Tom said, that guy Elton Sawyer is the most miserable human being on planet Earth. This dude needs to get the out of NASCAR. This guy's a freaking moron. I watched that interview. Awful. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah. I'm done. Like I've just been so. I think it's really been the last like 3 to 4 years that NASCAR has just continually gone down this path. Uh, we talk about all the time, right? Like stage cautions, ruining strategy racing. Hard. It's as Tom always says. It's like our big quote. Harder than the stones that Jesus walked on tires. I think Tom even texted me when this penalty came out. We take 2 steps. We take a step forward with finally having some strategy, finally having a tire that wears, and then we take 2 steps backwards again. The typical NASCAR way. They take 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and now we're so far from the goal line that it's unreachable now. Like we've backtracked so far that we'll never get it back to where it should be or where it could be. And it's just a never ending cycle with NASCAR. They don't care anymore. And the I guess what really disappoints me is we're gonna see somebody run into somebody in the playoffs. It's gonna happen. It happens every freaking year. Now we're gonna penalize that driver and take away the win, right? Or not the win per se, but take away their playoff eligibility. Let's say we're at Martinsville, the race before the Final Four, and somebody does a bump and run on the last lap and puts somebody in the wall. They finish second, like Hamlin did, by the way. Still finished freaking second. Uh, let's say that happens at Martinsville. Are you gonna take the championship 4 automatic berth away from that guy? You have to now. You have to. We're on the rabbit hole now. We can't get out of the rabbit hole. So that's the problem that NASCAR fans are going to run into is now they know what the system is. They know what the format is. They've laid it out. And now none of it's relevant. In the middle of a season, right, Tom? That was my thing. When Chastain did the wall ride at Martinsville. If you wanted to wall ride at Phoenix, you could have. It was an option. It was not illegal because they didn't change it until after the offseason. So if you're going to do this kind of thing, to keep it consistent, make it fair, you do it during the offseason. And what also gets me too is I think he should apply for a playoff waiver. Because Elliott last year intentionally right rooks Hamlin into the right side door into the wall after he had already missed half the season with an injury, gets another race suspended, and still gets double playoff waivers. How is he still eligible when he did what, quote unquote, NASCAR thinks was intentional wrecking, which is what they basically deemed this for Austin Dillon? How does that make sense? Where's the consistency? Where does it lie? It's the big 8. That's it, dude. If you're not one of the top 8 guys that draw in the revenue, draw in the viewership, you're nothing to NASCAR. They don't care about Austin Dillon. They don't care about Richard Childress Racing. This is a big slap in the face, F you, rub their face in the dirt moment right here. This is like, why would anybody want to invest in this sport? If you're Trackhouse, like, why would you want to keep investing money in this sport knowing that if Chastain does this, he's going to get penalized for it? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Yeah, 100%. And Austin Dillon would have never done this. Yeah, exactly. You get retaliated against. And Austin Dillon would have never done this if we didn't have this format. 100%. Would have never done this. Would have never done this. He would have taken a second place finish and moved on with it. If this was not the format. Yeah. Wouldn't have been worth it at all. Yeah. Yeah, if we only took the top 10 in points, regardless of wins, then this would have never happened. If it would have been the 2004 chase, this would have never happened. But like we said, NASCAR set these rules. They set the parameters. Drivers find ways to work through the parameters, and then you penalize them. So what's the point of the parameters? You keep moving the goalposts. It's called gaslighting, right? Isn't that what it is? It's basically gaslighting. Hey, if you do this and you do this, these are the confines that you have to work within. You do these things, you are going to race for a championship. So then you do those things, maybe right on the line or right on the edge of what maybe you should be doing. Oh, we're gonna penalize you. It's no good. You played within the parameters, you played within our rule books, but we didn't like it, so you're not getting it. That you can't do that. That's moving the goalpost. That's like starting a football game and you play 3 quarters with a 100-yard field, and then all of a sudden on the last drive of the game, you move the field to 60 yards and say, now that's the parameters to finish this game. You don't do that. You don't do that in any sport. It doesn't make any sense. It's like in a playoff format. Like, if you finish the top of your division, you're in the playoffs. So you finish the top of your division, but then they're like, oh, well, you finished the top of your division, but you didn't win enough games. So you're not in. Like, you can't change mid-season rules. You can't make precedents when there's precedents been set for 10 years. And now, going forward, it's a rabbit hole. It's a complete rabbit hole. That's the way I see it, Tom. I don't see how you could ever walk yourself out of this rabbit hole. Like, if anybody else makes any contact for the rest of the year, I think same penalty, regardless of who it is. You have to make it. You have to. It's the new rule now. Yeah. And then today happened. Oh, they're terrible this year. Yeah. Yeah, Kyle Busch, probably the greatest driver of our generation. He can't even win a race. Like, he can't even get top 5, top 10s. Can't finish races. I mean, they are dumpster. And you're telling him, no, you're not one of the big boys. You can sit on the sideline and watch. It's sad. We, like, honestly, we should make a t-shirt. The day NASCAR ended, 8/14/2024. I mean, it's over. We've crossed the line now. It's over. Like, it was to a point where we had, hate it or not, me and Tom have hated this freaking system forever, but could at least live with the fact that the rules were the rules. You win a race, you're in, regardless. Like, and they even extended it, right? It used to be top 30 points. Now they just said anybody with a swing independence can go win a race and get in. And now that's not even the case anymore. So now it's over. There's nothing now. They delegitimized their sport to begin with, and now they confirmed it today. Today they completely confirmed that they delegitimized their own sport, and now they're walking it back. So it's over. There's no saving NASCAR. It's over. Today's the day NASCAR died. And that's the reason we're here on this podcast today, this emergency podcast, because we've been saying these things. We've been calling this out. Well, people calling us conspiracy theorists, whatever the hell you want to call us. We're idiots. We have bad takes. We've been leading you down this road. We've laid it out for you over the last year and a half. Today is the day that affirms every one of the things me and Tom have been saying for the last 16, 18 months we've been on this YouTube channel. Confirmed it. It's over. It's a fact. And if you're out there, one of those people supporting this, really look in the mirror and try to understand why you're supporting this. What is the real issue here? Is the issue the format that you've been supporting for the last 14 years that me and Tom have been saying was bad? Are you not liking this because of who it was? Are you supporting this because of other reasons I can't really think of. That's really all I implore you to do. Look in the mirror and understand exactly why you like or dislike this call. Understand it for yourself, because you're the one that's got to make the opinion. Like, we could tell you our thoughts we have, and you haven't liked them, or maybe you have. I don't know. Maybe some of you have liked our opinions, but really, really take a look in the mirror and understand why you don't like this pet. Like, why you like it or don't like it. That's all I could say. Sure, I agree with that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I agree. Big Daddy NASCAR. Um, yeah, it's crushing. It's crushing. I really don't know what else to say. I mean, really. I mean, this is. I think I'll live and die on this hill, dude. I think this is the day NASCAR died. I really do, because we've said it. I mean, there's just so many layers to this. We could talk about it for days. We're not going to do that here. We have a backlog on our channel of just video and podcast after podcast of us talking about all of these situations. We've pretty much precursored this for years, like to happen to the T of what it did today. We've it just so many things, so many layers. Um, I guess we can get into closing thoughts. For me, sad day for NASCAR, death of NASCAR. Sad day for Richard Childress Racing. The precedent it sets for teams going forward. Sad day. Sad day for the playoff system. The illegitimate championship is now 100% confirmed, and it just what is NASCAR's identity? It's like the joke you made. Like, what is a woman? Now, what is NASCAR? What is NASCAR? Nobody can define it. Nobody will define it. And moving forward, we're in a state of reactionary. Maybe it's a lot of it has to do with social media. Maybe it's people like us that kind of ruined it. Who knows? But yeah, it's a death of NASCAR. Sad day for NASCAR. And going forward, it's going to be uh, the way it has to be now. Like, we're gonna criticize. I'm gonna criticize any non-call of this stature from now on, because this is the precedent that's been set. So be prepared. You're gonna have a lot more rants coming out of the Dega Boys. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think so. Oh man. Facts. Yeah. So yeah. Rest or good luck to Kurt on that. But yeah, I think that'll wrap it up. We were gonna plan on going 15 minutes. I think we went a little beyond 15 minutes. We're about half an hour, but um yeah, that's our thoughts on it. If you guys are watching this after the fact, leave your comments down with your opinions. Like Tom said, I think he made a good point, and I agree with him. We will read those comments, and it's good to see both sides of it. If you guys come up with some points that maybe we didn't talk about, or some contrary things, like we'll respect it 100%. Because if there's something maybe we're missing here, or something that we aren't seeing, and you guys are seeing it in a different light, we are 100% welcome to it. So leave those comments down below. We really appreciate those. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, and and that's it. We'll catch y'all in the next one. We'll see you guys tomorrow night with some more IndyCar RTP racing. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.